Oscar Gross and the Tournament of Candidates. Episode 2. The air smelled of dust, damp concrete, and fear. Oscar's heartbeat was finally beginning to slow. The rush of adrenaline faded, leaving behind an unfamiliar emptiness, a cold silence that echoed somewhere deep inside his chest. The silence itself became unbearable. For one brief moment, he felt something greater than fear. It was as if the world had lost its soul. Only now was he beginning to understand what had truly happened. War. The word belonged in history books, not here, not in his life. He leaned against the cold brick wall, closed his eyes, and reached for the only place that still felt real. Just 2 days earlier, he had turned 17. His mother, Victoria, had baked his favorite strawberry cheesecake. They had sat together at their small kitchen table while candlelight flickered softly against the window. When it was time to blow out the candles, Oskar made a wish. Not for money, not for success. He wished to see the world, to visit every continent, to travel all the way around the globe. For a fleeting moment, he could almost taste the sweetness of the cheesecake again. The memory lingered, warm, peaceful, painfully alive. And that was exactly what made it hurt. It belonged to a world that no longer existed. Reality had always felt smaller than his dreams. Money, school, daily responsibilities, and the invisible borders of a quiet town on the edge of the country. His dreams had remained exactly what they had always been: beautiful, fragile, and impossibly far away. Yet it wasn't his birthday he remembered most. It was the day after. He and his mother had stayed home. The air had felt strangely heavy then, too, as though something unseen had settled over the town. Every news channel repeated the same headlines: growing political tension, troop movements, warnings that the conflict along the border could soon escalate. Outside, neighbors gathered in small groups near the apartment buildings, speaking in hushed voices. Some took the reports seriously. A few even talked about leaving town for a couple of weeks until everything settled down. Others simply laughed. "We're friends. Nothing's going to happen. It's all just politics." Everyone had an explanation, but no one could explain the feeling. Unease slipped quietly into every home like a cold draft beneath a closed window. Even Grom, the family's loyal German shepherd, sensed it. He barely touched his food. He hid in the bathroom. Sometimes he would suddenly bark at an empty corner, staring into the silence as though someone invisible stood there. Victoria would kneel beside him, gently stroking his fur. "It's going to be all right," she would whisper. But Oskar remembered the look in Grom's eyes. Restless, alert, as if he could already hear footsteps that no one else could. Now, sitting in the darkness of the shelter, those memories felt impossibly distant. Not like moments from his own life, but like memories borrowed from someone else. A life that had disappeared in a single night. Thank you for listening. Continue the story in the next episode. Subscribe for more from the world of Oscar Gross.